All right, here we are, very, very early in the morning. It's just clocked over 2 o'clock. I'm on my way out to shoot my very first Milky Way galactic core. I'm keeping my voice down because, well, it's so early in the morning, I don't want to wake up any of the neighbours, but let's get going. I want to get out there on location. Today is the 1st of February and I am heading out, as I said, for my very first Milky Way galactic core image for 2025. Now the galactic core here in Australia is rising in the eastern sky probably at about, 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's now 2:40. I've got down the road a fair bit. So what I want to do is go back to a couple of locations I've been fairly recently and see what I can find facing into that easterly direction. So that's my point and my aim of this video today. So I'm just on my way out there now. Sky is looking really nicely clear, so it's fantastic. And yeah, I'll see what we can find when we get out there. I'm a little bit worried about wind, so that's my number one problem at this stage, but hopefully it drops down a little bit from where it was when I left home. Alright, so I've made my way back here to a location I was at earlier this year, actually when the aurora was happening here, and I took this tree on the side of the road. It's a beauty, and the Milky Way galactic core is rising up there behind this tree, and I thought, well, look, I may as well come back here. It's just an easy composition on the side of the road. I can't believe how many cars are on this road at this time of night. We're pushing 3 o'clock and there's cars coming. I don't know where they're going, but anyway, beautiful sky, wind has dropped. I think I better get going. I've got a lot to do tonight, so let's get into this. Well, this is quite a simple shot, to be honest. I've lined the tree up here. I've got my Nikon Z6 Mark II. This is the H Alpha modified camera, and 20mm f1.8 lens, pretty much my favorite combo. I've just placed the tree over a little bit to the right hand side of the frame. Milky Way is rising up, as you can see behind me there on the left hand side of the frame, so that's going to fill that side of the frame. And I basically took one image of the foreground here and the background with no lighting on the foreground, and I'm going to do a tracked sky here. I'm just going to set the tracker up, take probably a single shot of that Milky Way rising up over the road here and over the tree. And then I did two light painted foreground shots. I set the camera here to f5.6, 15-second shutter speeds, and just did a bit of light painting around here. One over here, sort of lighting the tree from that side and a bit of this fencing and so forth. Another one behind the car, lighting the tree from that side. And look, I think that'll come up all right, but I've got a couple of other areas just around this spot here. It is beautiful and calm at the moment. Oh, but I can't believe the traffic. It's a Friday night. Today's the 1st of February. Yeah, I suppose Friday night people have been out in the town or something like that. I want to avoid people. I don't like people. Don't get me wrong, I like you guys, but I don't like people being out here when I'm trying to film, I'm trying to shoot nightscapes. Anyway, I'll keep moving on. All right, so I've just stopped here. There's a great little windmill over there, just again on the side of the road, up against the fence. And I'm puffing a little bit because I've been running around trying to light it. It's spinning because of the wind. It'll be a disc rather than blades, which I'd prefer it to be the blades of the windmill that you can be defined. But because it's spinning, it's going to be a disc. That's okay. I'll do my best to make it work. The other thing, when it's windy, they sometimes wobble a fair bit. So it's not just the spinning motion, but it's the twisting motion that can upset us sometimes. But anyway, I'm happy with it. I'm in a bit of a rush now because time is just getting away from me. But I've got another location I want to go to, and I'll see if I can get something there. The Milky Way is looking great. The sky is beautiful and clear. It's about 15 degrees Celsius outside. So this is the middle of summer, middle of the night. But it is predicted to get very hot for the next week, and that's why I wanted to come out tonight. So I'm going to move on to the next location. I'll see you there. All right, now you know me by now. I like to try things a little bit differently sometimes. So I brought my lantern here with me. This is a little old lantern. I've used it a few times in the past, you've seen. And what I'm going to do is just stick this up on a side of the road here. Everything I'm doing tonight is on the side of the road. This is good old country Australia. Anyway, I'm going to stick it up on a fence post over here, and I'm probably going to shoot this at maybe 35mm and get that sort of bokeh, out of focus background look. I'm looking to sort of get some colour in those stars behind, and just do a slight little tiny bit of lighting on the lantern, and yep, we'll just see what we can do with that. Oh man, I'm not 100% sure this is the best idea I've ever had. There's grass here about 2 feet high, middle of summer. This is snake country. Anyway, I'm just making a lot of racket here. If there's any wriggly snakes around here, they know I'm here. All right, here's my fence post. My lantern sits up there. Oh, and by the way, I just had a look down inside this fence post. There's a massive spider web in there. Oh dear. Oh well, I can't see any spiders, so I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. All right, now I'll just do a dust down of that lantern when I take it off. Beautiful sky. Yeah, I'm going to shoot this with a 35mm f1.8 lens. I'll probably open that aperture pretty much wide open, focus onto the lantern. I'll only be pretty close. So the camera's only going to be maybe a metre away, metre and a half away. So I'll just get the top part of this post, the lantern, Milky Way behind. Now the Milky Way is going to blow out, well not blow out, a bokeh out. It's going to be bloated. And when you take pictures of the stars that are deliberately out of focus, let's say defocused for want of a better term, you will get more colour in those stars. It's just the way the physics of the lenses and the physics of... Now, that's assuming you don't actually blow out the whole scene and overexpose everything. So I've got to be careful not to do that. But anyway, I'm just going to get this going. Watch out for funnel web spiders. Watch out for red-bellied black snakes. Nothing to worry about. Okay, so it's really important. I want to talk you through how I've set this shot up. Now, at face value, this is the most simple, basic image that I'm going to be shooting here tonight. And yet it's got some pretty interesting elements to bring it to life. Now, as you can see here, I've got my camera very close. In fact, I got pretty much a metre. It's about a metre away from the lantern up here on the fence post. I shot this in different orientations, so horizontal, vertical, just to try and get the composition I want. Now, one of the things that I would always say when you're shooting something similar to this, so I've got this fence wire here in the post, there is the horizon line. Always keep in mind, where is that horizon line? Because if the horizon line is high up in my frame, then it will interrupt the line of this fence post and the lantern, and even this piece of wire going across the top here. Now, so what I had to do is get my camera down a bit lower. As you can see here, the camera's pretty low, and it is now shooting upwards a little bit, and that puts this above that horizon line down there. And you might think, look, this is one of those 1%ers. It's something that you don't think too much about, and it's only later on when you look and review the images maybe the next day when you've been out and you think, oh, that horizon line is interrupting the lantern, but I didn't actually see that when I was out on location. So we have to always open our eyes and open our minds and think. You know, nightscape photography is a thinking person's genre of photography, I can tell you that. And so what I did, I got it nice and low down, opened the aperture wide open to f1.8. I shot this at 10-second shutter speed at ISO 2500. So that gave me pretty good exposure level. But the thing that really does bring this whole scene to life is the way that I lit it. And it's really, really simple. I put a tiny little light. It's about, let me see, I would say 10 meters that way, and another one about 6 meters that way. And so it's cross lighting. These are single frames, no gadgetry, no tracking, none of that, stacking, any of that stuff. Not even light painted, it's just static light. So this is classic low level light. So the light is gently kissing this side and this side of the lantern. So I'm not lighting it from the same angle as the camera. And that is always the key to lighting anything, no matter how you set it up. Yes, I'm sure I'm going to trip over something doing this, but anyway, here we go. Here's one of the lights sitting just up on a fence post. Have a look at that. Nothing special about that. That's your Lanzi VL49 little light. So that's how far away it is from my subject. And the other one, oh boy, man, am I going to trip over something? Oh. The other one's here. Okay, so it's up on a light stand, as you can see. The other one was just sitting on the fence post. You have to use whatever you have at your disposal. And yeah, it's a fair way away, as you can see, from the actual subject. And these are on 1%, so they're very, very dim, because I'm opening my aperture right up to f1.8. And when you do that, the light gathering potential and power of the camera is absolutely amazing. So let's see if we can preview this image. I shot this, by the way, with the Z6 Mark III. There it is. I know that's probably not in focus, but I like it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I have just got my star tracker out, in the process now of tracking the night sky up there, because we're not that far away from dawn. So I want to get these track shots in. I am facing east here, and so the sun's going to start lighting up that sky pretty soon. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm starting to feel a bit frazzled, so I'm sort of running a bit more. But I wanted to show you something here on the tracker that I've been using. A good friend of mine, Eric Wilkes, from here in Australia, has 3D printed this little plate here, which attaches neatly over the Move Shoot Move Nomad. And you can see it here. You can just leave it on there, and it makes it really easy and quick to polar align using my same method I've been using with all sorts of other gadgets, but the Sky Safari 7 Plus app to line my phone up. Let me just show you very quickly. Put it in there like that, and you can see that I just line up down to the North Celestial Pole. Doesn't matter if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you line up down through the ground to the South Celestial Pole. Works brilliantly. I've just been shooting 60-second shutter speeds here at 20 millimeters. Not a problem. I could go longer than that if I wanted, but I want to get as many shots in as I can before it gets light. But yeah, and you can just leave it on there while you're tracking and check your alignment or whatever you want to do later on. But I have never had a need to really recheck my alignment. Obviously, if you bump your tripod, you might want to, but it's going really well. So Eric, thank you very much, my friend. I'm putting this to good use right now. Well, as you can see, the sky is lighting up there behind me. The Milky Way is getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. But thankfully, I've finished for the night. It's well after 5 o'clock in the morning. What a grand night this has been. My first Milky Way Galactic Core shoot for 2025. It's the 1st of February. Plenty more to come, I tell you. But I'll tell you what else would you be doing at 5 o'clock in the morning out here on a country laneway, no one around? I got my cuppa, I got my bicky, got my thermos here. Man, oh man, this is the life. Anyway, look, I've been running around like a headless chook. I've taken quite a number of compositions. I haven't been able to show you everything because it just takes too much time to get the video camera going and rolling and all the audio. But I'm going to show you all the images now. Hope you enjoy them. And I hope you guys can get out under the stars very soon to shoot the magnificent Milky Way and everything else that's up there. Everything at the night sky is beautiful. I'll see you guys in the next video, somewhere out here under the stars, I'm sure. Have a great week. I'll see you later.